Are we good? Okay, I think I'm live, and we are going to check if that is indeed the case. Hey, everyone! Hey, there we go. We got some people in the chat. How you guys doing today? You guys doing good? Let me know if the quality is okay. I know my internet's not the best, but I recently did upgrade it a little bit to the fastest internet that I can get out here. So the upload speed should be a little better, and I also downscaled the resolution, so it should be okay. Let me see how this looks. I'm gonna view on watch page, and all right. So instead of using YouTube's program, I'm using OBS, which is just kind of like a program used for streaming. So, okay, here we go. Now, I am in my Lamborghini, as you can see, and we are, well, we're about to do a little bit of tuning, and I'm very nervous because I've never done anything like this before. I'm not going to be tuning for top end or anything like that. I want to get the car running. I want to get the car sort of idling and starting up without dying. I want to make sure that I can rev it out, and if I let go of the gas, I want to make sure it doesn't die. So I did have a little bit of help because Cyvex did send me a base sort of map that goes onto a car that is, well, it's a Gallardo, but it's not anything like mine. I think it did have a turbo system on it, but it was an E-gear, so there's going to be a little bit of calibration difference there. Somebody said, Tavarish, I'm naked watching this. That's a lot of information you're putting out in the chat there. So this is going to be fun. Let me see if I can get my Cyvex stuff on here. Okay, so you guys should be able to see this. This is the screen for the Cyvex, and I'm not sure if you can make anything out. It's probably too small, but just trust that this is indeed the screen for the Cyvex engine management unit, and I'm using the calibration that worked on this. I'm not using the calibration that I got from Jeremy's shop, just because the flex fuel sensor wasn't working. There's a garbage truck out there. Flex fuel sensor was not working, so I just reverted to the tune where the flex fuel sensor was working, so you guys can hear what this sounds like. So we're neutral. This might be a little loud. So it starts up, goes to 3 grand, and then immediately dies. If I give it a little bit of gas, yeah, it runs kind of poorly, and then it just dies. So I'm going to try to put the base map on there. Now this is a little bit of a tricky one because the base map that they gave me, I can't exactly copy and paste the entire map onto this car because that car was an E-gear. This car is not, and there's going to be a lot of weird issues as far as pinouts. I know this has a custom pinout for a lot of stuff like the flex fuel sensor, front lift, all that stuff. So what I'm going to do is, oh, we have a super chat here. Alex says from the Jeremy Please Help Fund, life in Taiwan. Did you leave any message? I'll read out a message if you have a super chat, and I'll try to go through chat as best I can. Well, thank you, Life in Taiwan. Thank you, Uncle Chunky Gaming, and thank you, Alex Koenig. Alex, you have an interesting last name, Koenig. If you have an egg, does that make it Koenig's egg? Ha ha ha. Okay, that was a bad joke. So let me revert to the Cyvex, and let us see what we can do here. Actually, let me turn on my live stream so I can actually see what you guys are seeing, because I don't have any access to any of this. Okay. So, you guys see the Cyvex. Now, what I have to do is I have to load the calibration without actually loading it onto the ECU itself. And I have a phone call. I'm not going to take that because you guys are more important. So, the calibration that they gave me, it's called... Do I want to program a discalibration? Yes. Not connected. That's fine. All right, so what I have to do, I believe, this is what the Cyvex people told me. I have to go to Paste Cal right here, and then I go to Load, and they gave me, let's see if I go to Desktop. All right, so here's Cyvex Base Map. That's what I called it, so Cyvex Base Map, and I'm going to load it. So what Paste Cal does is it tells me everything that's different from that tune and my tune. So what I can do is I can paste specific parameters, and I can make sure that my tune still remains the same as far as pinouts and stuff like that. But all right, let me just check that you guys are all right here. Okay, all the kids are good. Hey, we got 3,000 people watching. That's quite a lot. No pressure at all. All right, so the Cyvex base map is on, and you can see that there's a bunch of yellow and red. So the red, there's a little legend here. It says not pasteable. The yellow is different but pasteable. That's what we're going to be looking for. The different but pasteable. Everything else it's equivalent, identical, equivalent, identical. So we're just going to look at run mode fueling. So run mode fueling, that is, well, basically when the car starts and is actually running. This is the fueling, the injector pulses, all that stuff. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to highlight all this stuff. Actually, can I highlight more than one? I don't think I can. So I'm going to have to do it one by one. So I'm going to go to Paste Cal, import map and tag. So when it imports the map from the Cyvex base map, and then it replaces it. I also tagged it so I know what I actually changed. So I'm going to import map and tag. I'm basically going to do this for the whole thing, just because I don't really know how to control the idle and whatnot. It's not only controlling the idle, it's controlling starting, it's controlling when I actually press the gas down, and then it doesn't die after that, hopefully. Okay, so that's all done. Everything else is the same, so I'm going to close that. I'm going to go to run mode ignition. So the ignition is just the how many degrees before top dead center it is. So I'm going to, well, we can take a look at this. So this is the calibrated ignition angle that the base map of Cyvex, the base map Cyvex sent me. So actually, I should stop calling it a base map. It's not really a base map. It's a tuned map for a car, I believe, with a turbo system and 7 psi. So I'm just going to periodically check in on you guys. Oh, almost 4,000 people watching. That's all right. Hold paste and all copy. That's what people are saying. Shift to R for race. I thought R was for rocket. Yeah, that's what I thought R was for, but Anil Kumar says, hi, love your project. Have you sold your blue S500? I have not. It's actually in the back of my house. And I'm thinking instead of selling it, I might do something interesting as far as maybe a charity event. So that'll be interesting. Let me put this somewhere. I'm going to put this super chat somewhere so I can see it. My computer's doing a lot of stuff right now, and if this stream goes offline for some reason, then I will be back. Just bear with me. It's not exactly the fastest thing in the world. Wait for the Lambo to catch on fire on live. Yeah, that's definitely a possibility. It could definitely do that. Travis says flings 20 singles into bottomless Lambo money pit. It's about right. It's about right. That's pretty much how it's been. Thank you, Mike, and thank you, True Mags. Worth $5 to know. I love the channel. Thank you very much. It's very interesting. Okay, back to tuning. So I'm just going to do the same thing. Just import map and tag, and all this stuff. So I'm thinking that this these parameters here, the base ignition angle, there's 4 of them. So number 1 and number 2, I'm thinking are the banks because they are identical. If I look at this and then I look at that, it's pretty much the same thing. So I think it has to be. They're not different maps. I think they are just for the separate banks. You can tune each bank. I could be wrong, but we'll see. So we have corrections. We have coil charge time, simple manifold pressure adder. I'm gonna just paste everything here, just to be safe, just so I know that everything is from the base map and I don't have any weird compatibility issues. Now there are some red things that are not pastable, like cylinder trim adder learning, but that's something that happens over time, I believe. So, all right, we got coil charge time. Whoops. All right, I accidentally unloaded it. Let me go back to Cyvex base map. Blah, 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 blah. And I am a little nervous, guys. Hopefully this will be all right, and the car doesn't blow up. All right, so we got coil charge time. Just gonna import map and blah blah blah. So flex fuel, I'm not gonna change because I don't think, yeah, flex fuel is disabled on this. So I am not gonna change that because flex fuel is enabled on our tune. So we have base fuel. No, we're not gonna do anything with flex fuel. Knock control, not changing anything on that because I'm not gonna be tuning for any sort of situation where knock is gonna be concerning. Starting, that's what we need. So preliminary fuel injection. So this is gonna be, I'm going to have to import map and tag, and do the same thing for all these. Base fuel injection 1, base fuel injection 2, ignition angle 1 and 2, and that should make everything identical to what Cyvex sent me. So we also have idle control, and that is really important for the running of this car. I mean, this is hard to do initially if you don't know what you're doing, but I'm trying to kind of have everything as close to, like, I'm doing this logically. I don't have any sort of background in tuning or anything, but I'm just approaching this logically. If Cyvex have done this themselves, then I don't want to reinvent the wheel. So I'm just going to be adding to that. Let's see. So air conditioning base duty adder. What that means is it just adds about 100 RPM when you press the AC button and the AC compressor turns on. My AC compressor is not going to turn on because I don't have any Freon in there. That will change later on, but for now it's fine. But I'm just going to import map and tag all these yellow guys. And I think, so we have drive-by-wire. So this might be, so everything here, if I go to drive-by-wire, if it's all yellow, then I can just paste cal the whole thing, import branch and tag. So everything, all right, that's good. And we have variable valve timing. I think variable valve timing was disabled on my tune, so it would be kind of cool if we got that to work. All right, so we're just gonna do that, and yeah, and I think that's gonna be it. Right now, I'm gonna save this to. Let's see. I'm gonna go to desktop and select. I don't know. Let's do live stream tune 1. Hope this works. Okay. So now all we have to do is turn the car on. It should give me a little indicator that says it's going to be connected. Yeah, it's connected and it's active. So I'm just going to clear the errors here. Let me see what the errors are. Lift position, fuel composition, no signal. All right, whatever. That's fine. I can always. Actually, you know what? The fuel composition might be an issue because I do have a bit of E85 in there, and I'm going to show you how I fixed the issue. So I'm going to go to the pin, and fuel composition is down here. So it's on, yeah, it's on the wrong pin. It should be on 73 pin. So it was on the 12 pin, it's on the 73 pin, and we're just going to go to program. It's going to reload this, and we should have, yep, there we go. Down here, we have our flex fuel. So we have 70% flex fuel, which is pretty high. It's pretty high, but we did put in 5 gallons, and it was a pretty empty tank. So this should be it, I believe. This should be okay to actually go. I'm just gonna check on you guys. Change the fluid for your headlights. Yeah, I probably should do that. Okay, somebody says, let's see. We got quite a few super chats here. Jovan Lopez or Hovan, I'm not sure if that's the right. I overheard that once your Lambo is complete, Matt Farah is willing to come to Florida and drive it in any way possible. Any possible way to do a meet and greet. Huge fan of you and Matt. Really want to meet you and him. Email me. Okay, so yeah, I will definitely be doing a meet and greet with this car. We're going to do a huge reveal after the bodywork is done and after everything is done. So it's going to be a local meet, and that's going to be a lot of fun. I can't wait for that. Thank you very much. A Zombie Game says you can run rich always, but not run leer. You blow. I mean, I think he meant run lean and you blow your engine. Yeah, so you definitely don't want to run lean. Seriously NOZ, Seriously Nas says, when do we see the return of Finger Guns? Finger Guns is my partner in crime. My partner in my podcast, Marench Everyday Podcast, that we're actually changing the name of. We're doing a lot of designs. So actually, we're putting all new stuff in July. So first week of July, that's when we're going to see a return of Finger Guns and me. Steve Vegas says you can use a cold one when this is over. I can use a cold anything. It's really hot right now. I mean, the camera does hide a lot of crimes, but I'm sweating up a storm. I Blade SI says get a wideband, preferably 2. I tuned my Turbo Trailblazer SS. It's tough at first. Get used to riding with your laptop. I do have 2 widebands in here. That's the only thing that's telling me what the this car actually has stock wideband. A wideband O2 sensor is just like a regular O2 sensor, but it has a wider band of range, so it can tell you a lot more information rather than a narrow band, which is like what most cars have. So, well, most older cars. I think now pretty much every newer car has a wideband. Okay, Fluffy says you inspire me so much. Thank you. Thank you. All right, this is enough time. I think I'm gonna run down my battery if I wait anymore. Let's see if this works. Hey. So it went up to around 1,800 RPMs and then just went down to, now it's at 1,100. It's actually idling pretty nice. I have some errors. All right, some the lift error. So I'm not too worried about that. Okay. So you guys can see that everything is sort of working as intended. let me see. Usually when I give it any gas, it just dies after I let go. But let's see if it... All right, it did not die. It did, well, nothing's on fire. I'm gonna wait until it gets to a little bit hotter. Right now it's still on limp mode, so it's gonna be... So it goes down to around 500 RPM and then just kind of creeps back up. And that's sort of normal, especially for just starting up. This is pretty good. This is pretty darn good. That might have fixed it. So one reason why I wanted to do this is I need to get this car on trailers because I need to get this car to the body shop, and I know in the body shop they're going to be moving it around. And if this thing is really hard to move around, that's going to make it that much harder for them. And also, I want a car that I can sort of cruise in a little bit. That's not bad. I think we fixed it. So I want to give it a good rev when it warms up. Right now it's at around what is it, 80 degrees Celsius? Yeah, it's around 78 degrees Celsius. Limp mode turns off at around 80, so it's actually very conservative. It wants it to be completely warmed up. So I give it a nice rev when that happens. Wow, guys, we have basically 6,700 people watching. That's insane. Jeremy says, hey, love your vids. Keep up the good work. Thank you so much. Mark says, hey, Tavarish, love the videos. Can't wait for this thing to make silly power. Yeah, me neither. Yeah, thank you. Thank you so much. All right. I'm just waiting for this thing to keep going, but I'd like to thank Cyvex for giving me that tune. Usually they don't do this sort of stuff. They don't do this sort of, like they give you tunes, but I think I've really nagged them a lot. And I think I've been sort of, well, it's a learning process for me for sure. So they've been, they've been trying to help me along. It's not the easiest thing to work with if you're a novice. It is not meant for an end user. It's meant for like a professional calibrator. But they wrote to me in an email saying, all right, we see that you're not an idiot, so we're just going to try to help you along, well, as much as we can, without actually, tuning this thing, like having this thing on a dyno and tuning it themselves. But this is definitely going to Jeremy again. Let's hit that 1,500 horsepower. 1,500. I mean, the engine can take it, but too many things can break at that, and I don't want to I want to have this car as not a daily driver, but I want to have it as a driver. Is it still rear-wheel drive? Yeah, it is. It still is rear-wheel drive. Can you two-step the Lambo? Yeah, I can actually. This has anti-lag and launch control, so it can actually two-step. But I don't want to set that up just yet. So let's see. All right, limp mode is off. Neighbors are not home. Let's see what we can do. If I rev it high and then just let off the gas, usually what it would do is it would just die. But now we're gonna see what it does. Hey, look at that! It's still on. Wow. All right. That is awesome. Let's do one more. That's loud. That is loud, everybody. Okay. I thought this was going to take a long time, and it did not. It actually did not. And all right, I'm going to turn the car off, and then I will answer your questions. I'll hang out with you guys for a few minutes, and I think we're going to be done. This is a pretty good. It's a pretty good thing. I love it when a plan comes together. I love it when little things can make such a big difference. So I think Jeremy's going to really enjoy this because he doesn't have to worry about having drivability. I mean, I still am going to have to drive this car and see if there's any weird quirks. Hopefully not too many quirks, but many, many features. And I want to make sure that it's doing all the things it's supposed to do. Then I can have Jeremy tune it for the top end stuff, and maybe the high throttle and mid throttle stuff. All right. Some people are saying take it for a spin. I would, but all this stuff is kind of connected to my house, and my internet as soon as I leave my garage is not as good as if I'm in my garage. I actually had a new system installed in my garage, and I have like Wi-Fi throughout my house, and it's actually pretty good. So, well, we have almost 8,000 people on, and you guys want to see me tune the car and tune the put the camera in the back so we can hear it rev. So the camera is not the microphone. The microphone is right here. So listen, it's plenty loud. It's plenty loud, but thank you, Steven. Thank you, Jordan, and thank you, Mustafa. Says this channel is amazing. I appreciate all that. I really do. So since we finished, I thought that this was going to be like a really long stream where I do a lot of troubleshooting. This actually was not bad at all. So okay. Let me do one thing then. Let me show you guys how the front lift works. So I'm going to connect the wires for the front lift, and we will, since we're all about solving problems, I did solve the front lift in the last last episode, but you guys, well, some of you guys said you wanted to see how it works. So I'm just going to go to, we're going to go to pin assignments. We're going to go to, we should have the front lift somewhere here, I believe. Okay. So we have the lift position. So that is not correct. Lift position should be, I believe, that is 14. That's pin 14. It's either the lift switch. No, it's pin 12. I'm sorry. So it's pin 12. So that's pin 12. Then we have the up and down, which should be 62 and 81. I'm actually going to swap those out. They should be 81 and 62. So I'm just going to do this real quick. And again, this is like kind of geeky stuff, but it's really easy once you start to get the hang of it. Where's pin 81? Okay, 81, and lift up is going to be 62. All right, so we are going to turn this to the on position. Device, we are going to, well, it has to connect first. I'll wait for that. Okay, connected. We are going to program it. Calibration, flash program passed. All right. Now, if I turn the car on, well, actually, I'm going to program the actual. So I'm going to program the button itself because I don't want the button to start freaking out. So the button is right here, output functions. So we have basic PWM 01 and 02. So this is going to be, actually pace cal we'll do close. So this is going to be our lift down. So output duty, this is all weird. So output duty, I'm just going to have this as 0. And then it's only going to be, so it's a little bit weird to understand, but when this is depressed, actually no, I should have it like this. If I put all this at 0, and then I just put these guys at like 100. Okay, so how this works is, this is duty cycle. This number, 0 and 100, this is duty cycle for the solenoids. So there's an up and a down solenoid. And what happens is when the solenoid is engaged, hydraulic fluid comes into it, and it either goes up or down. The car does have to be on. So this is the down solenoid, and I'm going to make it so the computer thinks when I let go of the button, it's going to automatically lower. But since I have this special relay, this latching relay, it's going to allow me to use that button as intended. So excuse me if I sound a little geeky or if I sound like I don't know what I'm talking about, because I probably don't. So I'm going to go to the up. Okay, this is the lift up, and we're going to go to, this is real weird. So we're going to start from scratch here. And when it's depressed, then it goes up. So I think that should be it. And it should maintain. Okay, let's see what happens. So I should be able to turn the car on. I'm going to clear the errors. Shouldn't have any errors now. I'm going to program it. Okay, and we're going to start it once again. All right, so it automatically turned on, which means I should, let's see if I press it. Okay, so that does not work. Let's see what's going on here. Oh, that's why. Okay. Wonder if I have everything connected. I do. Oh well, it's not something I'm really concerned about. Let me see. I can actually paste cal, or you know what? I'm just gonna run a different tune that I already sort of did, but I didn't know if it worked. So I'm going to just load a different tune, and this is sort of like, so I sort of did this before, but I didn't actually test anything. But I just wanted to make sure that all the functions worked. So calibration flash program is passed. Okay, now if I turn the car on, God, that sounds so good. It sounds so awesome. All right. Some people are saying door open won't work. No, the lift will work. So this is a different tune, but it has all the same calibration. So if I press the button, there we go. Haha! I don't know if you guys can see that. It goes slightly up and down. And if I press the button again, look at that. I have mended something. Let's get one more rev. This car is going to be a lot of fun. Okay. Now that we have everything working as intended, I think it's time to just chill out with you guys for a few minutes, and then I think I'm going to end the stream. This was a lot of fun, guys. A lot of fun. People are asking, you going to do a drive video? Yeah, I think I am going to do a drive video. Now that I can actually get the car revving, I might do a drive video where I learn how to drive this clutch. This clutch is not very user-friendly at all. So I'm going to have to learn how to sort of use it. No Name says, been tracking since the build, since the beginning. I'm Andrew. Sounds awesome. Love the channel as well. I've learned a lot from watching your videos. I want to start wrenching with my 370Z. 370Z is a really good wrenching platform. Yeah, do it. Definitely do it. People are saying just drive it. I can't just drive it. There are things. This camera is connected to things. And if I leave my garage, the internet is garbage. So I'm going to have to do an actual video on that instead of a live stream. And also, this car isn't registered. So if I get stopped by the cops, that'll be a lot of views, but I also don't want my car to get impounded. Give me your car? Nah, I'm good. Can I get a shout out, please? All right, there's your shout out. I usually don't do shout outs just because if one person wants one, then like everybody wants one, and then like you never know who the. I don't know these people, so I only give shout outs to people that I know. So that's cool. Okay, hi Tavarish. Can't you get Cyvex to go teach the basics to Jeremy on a live chat? It wouldn't take long to get him up to speed. It actually, I mean, it's a lot of time and effort to get Jeremy or anybody up to speed on Cyvex because it's a very it's a super complicated system. A lot of race teams use it. A lot of really high horsepower shops use it. But it has a lot of functionality, but it really is not for the end user. It's not for people that are just trying to get into it. Jeremy has a lot of experience with other things. So I think Jeremy would definitely get it, figure it out. But Jeremy also doesn't have a lot of time. So that's going to be, it's up to him. But I think just having this car on the dyno and having it running fine and having a sort of base tune on it will help so much in getting this car tuned. Having fun watching your troubleshooting. And seriously, Nas is a new sponsor. Thank you so much. If you want to sponsor, you can do so. The link is in the description below. I will be having more sponsor availability as far as Patreon and whatnot. And the sponsors don't go to this channel. I'm good on this channel. We actually are starting another channel. We're going to put more effort into my second channel, the Wrench Everyday podcast channel. And that's not going to be a Wrench Everyday podcast anymore. That's going to be something completely different. And I think you guys are really, really going to like it. So somebody's saying, what kind of block is in the Lambo? It's a stock block, but it has Darton cylinder sleeves, cylinder liners. So it has steel sleeves. It has a CP pistons, Carrillo rods. Has really high dollar stuff. So it's a really, it should make 1600. It's good for 1600 horsepower. I don't know if it's going to make anywhere near there. 1000 would be fine. Do you want to wrap it? No, I'm not going to wrap it. I'm going to have this painted. Wastegates uncalibrated properly. Yeah, the wastegates are definitely not calibrated right now. But in any case, I can always run on spring pressure, which is around 10 to 11 psi. So that should be okay. Hello from Finland. What's up? Boosted Boys Brent bro. If you guys haven't gone to Boosted Boys Brent's GoFundMe to fund a new shop for him, then you guys should go do it. He's a really, really awesome dude. I've never met him, but just from the videos, just from the what people are saying about him, he's a likable dude. He's very honest, and he definitely deserves not to get kicked out of his shop. So I donate a little bit of money, and you guys, if you can, go ahead and do that. What am I gonna do with the Lambo when it's completely finished? I'm gonna keep it because this is my first like exotic. The Aston Martin was like a sports car. This is like next level. So it's also a ton of power. So I think I'm gonna keep it. Plus it's been fire damage and salvage title. I'm not really gonna make any money on it. I might make some money just because it's a popular build, but I don't think that it's not a flip or anything. So this is definitely a car that I would keep, and maybe I'll get something fun. If I want to scratch that itch for some reason. I don't know. This car's gonna be nuts. Lagmaster says, for always entertaining thousands. Well, thank you very much. I try. Mark Repka is a new sponsor. You are the MVP, true MVP. So let's see. Well, I think I'm going to end it there. It's been 40 minutes, and I have fixed two issues. One issue I already fixed before, but it definitely runs, and it starts, and it revs, and it doesn't die, which is major. So thank you very much, Ryan from Cyvex. He actually sent me this tune, and he's been really helpful through email in telling me what to do. So I want to thank him. I want to thank all my sponsors. I want to thank all the people in Super Chat. I want to thank all the people in regular chat. You guys there's so many people here. And I want to thank all the people who showed up. There's still a lot of you, but I think I'm going to end the stream there. Jordan says, Cletus has Leroy. What's your car name? Love the content and watching since the beginning. Just bought a Teespring shirt. Thanks a lot. By the way, before I end, all the shirts, this Wrench Everyday shirt, my No Warranty shirt, my I Am the Warranty shirt, all the shirts on my Teespring store, all the profits go to charity. So they're all for good causes. This month is going to be Open Road Foundation. They do a lot of work with veterans, with PTSD, with sometimes they have battle. I'm not sure if you call it battle damage, but they're amputees. So they get them like rehabilitated, and they use cars. They use classic cars and sort of interesting cars. So that's where it's going this month. You guys can check that out in my Teespring store down below in the description. You should get a Holden Commodore. I'd love to, but they're not around here. Holden Commodores are Australian cars, and I mean they have GTOs, which is basically the same thing, but whatever. I would get that car, but there's so many other cars on my list that I would rather get. Somebody says, can you do a quick recap of what you did? I just got here. I figured out some running and starting issues, and the car no longer dies, and it actually revs pretty nicely, and it also did a little bit of work on the front lift system and showed you guys all of that. So I implore you to just watch the first. You don't even have to watch the entire stream, but just watch the bulk of the stream, and you'll get the gist of what I did. So all I did was basically copy and paste from a base map that Cyvex sent me during email. Do a collab with Chris Fix. I actually did. So that should be coming out at some point. I'm not sure if he's going to use the video or whatever, but I definitely did a collab. It was a few months back, and it was a lot of fun. I'm not going to tell you what it is. I don't want to blow up his spot, but it should be some fun. All right, guys. This was a fun one. Thank you, everybody, for tuning in. Hope you guys liked it. And until next time, this is me telling you that on cars like this that now have working starting programs and they don't die, you guys need to wrench every day, and I will see you next time.